Hi everyone, thank you very much for tuning in. I want to talk a little bit about where I'm at now with jazz music, and particularly early jazz, big band type of sounds that I've enjoyed recently for the first time in my life, really got heavily into them. And I'm going to tell you where I stand. The first thing I want you to know is I'm going to be showing some records here in that category that I have not shown yet. They're records that I've had here for a while and haven't made a video yet on them, so I think I'll kind of finish that off. And some of you have been asking me whatever became of a couple of videos that I made earlier that showed a lot more jazz type finds. I had them up for a while, then I had them taken down, and the only reason I did that was when I played them back to watch them myself after a while, started to have some visual like glitches and things in them on my end, and I have to re-edit those, and I'll put them back up. I've been promising this for a while. Anybody who's interested in seeing them, if you missed them or you want to see them again, give me a month or so, maybe a little more, and then if the mood strikes, you go back and look like 20 videos back or so, you'll find the jazz ones. There should be about 4 of them altogether, at least 4 other ones, 4 or 5. Anyway, you know, frequently throughout the course of my life, I have this situation where I kind of get into something. When I get into it big, and I kind of jump in, you know, head first and dive in. And I really kind of overdosed on the early big band jazz sound, and I have really enjoyed the records that I've gotten. I just feel like I have to let you know, I think I've gotten to the point where I've had an oversaturation, and I don't think I'm going to be collecting anymore, because although I haven't done an exact count, I think I've acquired at least between 80 to 100 of those types of records. It's not hard to do when you consider that they're all so cheap and a lot of people are throwing them away practically. It's very easy to get a hold of them. So I've really kind of overdosed on them. And this doesn't mean I'm going to get rid of them, or not all of them anyway. I'm going to keep just about all of them, 99% of them, because I've had a lot of listening pleasure with this type of music when I'm in the mood. Hey, it's a good joke there, a little nod to Glenn Miller. But I don't think it's something I'm going to be collecting anymore on a big basis. Maybe one here or there if I see something. I'll put it in my regular record finds. I'm not going to make exclusive jazz finds videos anymore. But let me just show you what it is that I have here that I haven't shown you. First, this is a 10-inch record. I got a couple of 10-inch records, and I always like 10-inch records. I'm a sucker for. If it's somebody I like, I'm going to buy it. This is Classics in Jazz, Bobby Sherwood. So this was in really, really good condition. So I mean, see, I love 10-inch records, and there's one other one that I found here. Stan Kenton's Milestones 10-inch record. So, you know, I really would like to look at some of, I mean, the records are really in great shape inside. You know, maybe for those of you that are interested in it, I'll try to take at least one of them out. You got that early purple Capitol label. Beautiful Micro Groove record. That's for the Stan Kenton one. And I still have to get some of these sleeves. I know they sell 10-inch sleeves, but in the meantime I just tape together, cut down a 12-inch sleeve, and I kind of custom make it to fit. And this is also Capitol, the Bobby Sherwood one, and I'm guessing it's on the same label. Yes, it is, same label. Alright, so that's going to be it for the 10-inch records. And now I'm going to show you the LPs that I've picked up. And another reason, I'll get to it as I go along. Let me just stop myself there. As I go along, I'll explain. This is a Swing Song Book by Les Brown and his Band of Renown. Sounds of the Great Bands, Volume 2. Tribute and Hi-Fi by Glenn Gray. And I also go for some Dixieland now and then. I don't, you know, here and there I like some of the Dixieland, so I have Blockbustin' Dixie by Al Hirt, Pete Fountain. And here we have more Pete Fountain. New Orleans to Los Angeles with Pete Fountain. And as I say, just looking at these makes me get the urge to play them. So as I say, I'm not regretful about these. I actually enjoy all of these, but how much of it I'm going to play, I don't know. Here's another Pete Fountain. I Love Paris. Pete Fountain plays the sweetest French melodies. Now, some of these I haven't played, this particular batch, although I've really been enjoying playing a lot of it. Most of it I've been listening to. Here's Paris Swings, Elmer Bernstein and the Swinging Bon Vivants. Nice cover. Some of the covers are fun. Now, Tommy Dorsey, I'm loving the Dorseys. Here's a, I think this is a UK. Just right away, you see the fabulous Dorseys. This is a UK mono. On the Coral label. I really, I'm enjoying a lot of these. But what I've learned is, one quick lesson that I've learned as I've gone along with these is that there is a limit, apparently, to a lot of this stuff. And I start realizing you get to a repetition point where a lot of the same songs are done. And in cases like when you're buying records by Benny Goodman or Glenn Miller or the Dorseys, you get the same songs over and over again. So it's kind of like a situation here where I've kind of like had repetition on here. So I'm not really sure I'm going to keep going. That's another reason why. Here's Tommy Dorsey plays Cole Porter and Jerome Kern. This is RCA Victor label. Good old solid RCA Victor label. Record in great shape. Yeah, there's just so much, and Glenn Miller, so much repetition. And here's a tribute to Dorsey, Tommy Dorsey and his orchestra, Volume 2. So, as I say, because I'm a novice in this, I started realizing very quickly that I was getting a lot of similar stuff, or a lot of repeated stuff. Anyway, so that's it. Just to recap, yeah, so if you're interested in some videos that I have to work on, have to re-edit, check back in July or something like that. Maybe, if his mood strikes you, and you can look at those videos, go back about a dozen or 2 dozen. You'll find it. And, yeah, I think that this journey into early jazz, for me, has kind of reached its saturation point. And, when I get out and about and I'm around and I see something, if something strikes me and I have to have, especially a rare 10-inch record, which I kind of like those, I'll pick up more. But as I say, they will be included in my regular vinyl finds of all kinds from now on. It's not going to be enough to warrant a special jazz version. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.